Hey, welcome back to OOTP 19, the Ahistorical Braves. Well, my recording start button is the same as the OOTP screenshot button. I don't see a way to remap OOTP, and I really don't want to change the way I set up Bandicam, so I'll just deal with that. Welcome back to 1990. Today is Monday, April the 9th, 1990. Braves are off to a really good start. They're 5-1. Very strange. There's some things I wanted to share with you off this page, and then I'll pause the recording and go do some stuff, maybe sim a little bit, see what happens. Maybe we'll do this live. I don't know, man. Where it's my first day in front of a microphone in probably a week or more. So let me put my glasses on and see if I can walk you through this. On my manager home page, you see that we have some players that are DFA'd, need to be assigned a spot in the minors. So we'll go do that. Down in the bottom left, you see my goals for this year. We want to achieve a winning record. So far, we're in the green. But it's a long season. I want to upgrade at catcher. Greg Olson is not doing too good at all. He's got a ice cold start to the season, hitting 125. 125, 176, 125 split in 16 at bats. We need to upgrade at catcher for sure. And ultimately, we want to reach the playoffs. We're starting a 3-game set with the Giants. And let's go take care of the DFA stuff. Take my glasses back off again. Looking at the standings on the right side, San Diego is right there with us in the top. I haven't talked too much about budget and fan base, but it's pretty rough. Let's see here. Have we talked about the Atlanta-Houston trade? Yeah. That was the Clary for Caminiti trade. Okay, please check transactions. Now, let me see here. Cleared all 4 players, cleared waivers. Let's see, minors, Richmond. Can I add these guys to the Richmond roster? Move players in order to remove them from waivers to the lower section of this page. Oh, from DFA. Oh, right here. Here we go. All right. We'll just drag these players onto the AAA Richmond players roster. And let's go. Remind me, how do I get to? Here we go. I have a lineups, action, update lineup, all lineups with manager Sam Aaron's decisions. Sure. Pitching action, update staff with his decisions. Okay. Alrighty. Who's pitching on AAA? A couple of names I know. Vaguely remember David Need and Pedro Bourbon. 22-year-old Pedro Bourbon. He was a hot prospect at one time. David Need, I don't remember. I seem to think both of those guys made the majors. There's old Henry Worland. That's Richmond. Let's look at Greenville. Any names? Mike Stanton is there. 22-year-old Mike Stanton. He went on to find a lot of success with Boston. Greenville, Burlington. One thing it's really apparent to me is how rich the farm system, how deep the farm system is in OOTP 19. Years ago, the farm system was pretty much of it was a much smaller, skinnier farm system. There was a lot less to it. Like you'd have one team per division, AAA, AA, single A. And here we've got AAA, AA, we've got 3 single A teams and 3 BC. I don't even know what BC means. 3 BC teams. I should totally learn about this. I knew about the Gulf Coast League Braves. Aren't they the... Oh, my mind gone blank. BC. Okay, well, don't know any of those players. Idaho Falls. Don't know those guys. And Pulaski, Appalachian League. Don't know these guys. Tommy Green. Turk Wendell. That's a name I know. 22 years old. Wow, there's tons of pitching in this. Good heavens. Short season single A. Okay, so the BC is short season single A and the single A is just single A. Why do I have so many pitchers in Pulaski? I don't know. It's like the pitching dump. Durham Bulls. Anybody on here that I know? Nope. Don't know any pitchers on this roster. Burlington Braves. Don't know nobody on that roster either. Okay, back to Greenville. Sorry about that. I'm just taking a wander through the farm system here. This is interesting. I presume all these are historical names. I told you earlier that in the historical rosters, the AI uses ghost players that aren't recorded. You don't see them anywhere. But I don't think these are ghost players. I think these are all real historical players, which is really amazing, isn't it? Sumter Braves action. Update all lineups with manager Julian Galloway's decisions. I didn't really see any changes there, but okay. Pulaski, let's do the same thing here with manager Eric Bell's decisions. Oh, didn't see any changes. What the? Wait a minute. What? Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Trevor Hoffman is he's playing shortstop and relief pitcher. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, Boomer. Phil Maldonado. I feel like that's a name. Tommy Green is in there. Tommy Green made it. Wait a minute. Tommy Green? Starting pitcher is also a DH. Interesting. Okay. Richmond. Let's go ahead and do update all lineups with manager Sam Aaron's decisions and no change. Okay. I think I did that already. Ed Alicea. And name of regular Dave Rohde. Francisco Cabrera, of course. Tommy Gregg is in there at right field now. Good. Hope he's a bit happier. He's not. I'm sorry, Tommy Gregg. Oh. Geronimo Baroa, a name I vaguely remember as well. Okay, so back to the big league roster. I have I made one slight lineup tweak, by the way. I moved Ken Caminiti up. Come on, man. I moved Dave Justice down the depth chart. No. Dave Justice is up. Dale Murphy I moved down. Jeff Treadway and Greg Olson. Those guys in the bottom of the lineup are hitting. It's a short season. But they're hitting terribly, man. Like below the Mendoza line. Treadway, Olson, and Murph are all way below the Mendoza line. Oh my gosh. What am I gonna do? What I'm gonna do? I guess right now I'm going to do nothing because we're doing well. I have a let's go to calendar. I have a strange relationship with this game. I love the game. I love the depth of it. I love to fiddle around with it. But I almost have to have somebody standing over me with a whip to keep me on it. Like life, right? Because every time I think about playing the game and starting it up, I think, oh no, what am I going to screw up this time? What am I going to screw up? What if one of the pitchers has an injury? Oh no, and so I think to myself, no, I'm not going to play the game. I'm going to play something else where I feel more in control. Isn't that weird? Isn't that totally weird? It speaks to the power of the game, I think, and to the power of this perfectionist, this ADHD obsession or something. There's a rule up on my fridge. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. So let's continue to do this poorly, shall we? Let's do it. Let's just do it poorly. All right. I need to shop for a catcher. I need a catcher, man. Let's do some shopping. Why not? Let's shop some people. Let's go to, how do I do that again? MLB. Ooh, MLB standings. How about MLB homepage? Dog, you're avoiding. See what I'm doing? Anything to avoid, simming, right? Honestly, part of that's just enjoying the moment. But still, no shoot, Sherlock. Bravos have the best record in baseball right now. How about that? Toronto and Boston are on top of the AL East. Minnesota and Oakland on the AL West. Minnesota. Over in the NL East, St. Louis and Montreal, and then Atlanta and San Diego in the NL West. Wow, the National League West. That was so strange for so many years. Atlanta, it was in the West. With San Diego, San Francisco, and LA. Cincinnati and Houston. What a strange division, man. You're stalling, dog. I am. Where do I get to the trading screen anyway? Oh, look at BJ Surhoff hitting .522. Whew. When I did the Braves to Brewers franchise. I think I said in an earlier recording, I said Montreal and I meant Milwaukee. Oof. In my Braves to Brewers sim a few years ago, my first action was to trade. Who was it? It wasn't BJ. Who was it? Was it BJ Surhoff? Oh man, who did I trade? Brewers. How do I click on Brewers? I traded somebody from Milwaukee's staff, and my first action was to trade. I traded. Was it Robin Yount? Yes, I traded Robin Yount because look at that salary. That salary to $2.6 million. Oy. He's signed through 1990 in this sim, but when I picked him up, it was like 92, 93, and they had extended him or something or another. I don't remember, but that was about the salary. Oh man, that was I'm stalling. Oh my gosh, I'm stalling. Anyway, good for you, BJ Surhoff. We need. Can I trade for you, by the way? A catcher. I need a catcher. A left-handed catcher with contact. Great catching skill. Look at that. Elite catching skills. And speed. For a catcher, speed and stealing is good. Who can we trade? Who can we trade for? Who can we shop around? Team, home, rosters, and transactions. Nope. Strategy. Nope. Players. Well, let's see here. I want to go with one of my outfielders, Cecil Espy. Let's shop around. Let's shop around Cecil Espy. Trade options. Shop him around. Shop now. No team offers a single player in trade. Okay. Interesting. Who else can we shop around? Who else is who's on our 40-man roster, by the way? Do we have any starting pitchers we want to shop around? Avery, Darling, Glavin, Smith, Smoltz, Merker, Bover. Don't want to shop them around. Lilyquist. Yeah, I don't know if I want to shop him around. 24. Greg Olson. Dare I shop him around? As soon as I start shopping around Greg Olson, he's gonna catch on fire, isn't he? I'm looking for somebody who's a little bit older. Treadway. I talked earlier about giving Treadway a chance. All right, I'm gonna see what I can poke around and find here. Well, just for grins, I'm shopping OOTP McDowell, and I don't want to. I think really don't want to let him go. I think he's the defensive center fielder of the year for us. Plays all the outfield positions in the late games. But I noticed that I wanted to pause this or come back to this and show you a couple of interesting things. The Astros offered Rafael Ramirez, 32-year-old shortstop. Raffy. I thought, Raffy. Oh, man. I remember him so well. He's getting some age on him now, and looks like my scout thinks he's still a very decent player. But he hasn't hit. He started the year off ice cold. The last thing we need, another ice cold player. Had a really good year with Houston in '88. His last year in Atlanta was '87. He hit 263, 300, 378. No, 263, 300, 346. And he was traded to Houston, where he promptly hit 276, 298, 378. Looks like he might be falling off a bit. He's a strong player. They also offered Ken Oberkfell, a name from the past, third baseman. Looks like he's age 33. He's fallen off quite a lot. This former St. Louis Cardinal. He played in Atlanta for, 4 years or so, or 4 or 5 years. His glory days, House Ion days, were with the Cardinals, though. Back in the early 80s, Cardinals championship teams. Ken Oberkfell is a good third baseman with Atlanta. Had a good year, a partial year with San Francisco last year in '89. What else? Alex Trevino, also a name I remember. He's a catcher. He's really fallen off. He had a good year in Houston, 290. Real good year in Houston, hitting 290 from behind the plate. But only in, it looks like he was a platoon or relief catcher. Yeah. All right, what do we get if we straight up trade Greg Olson? What does this look like? Getting some catcher offers here. Minor league catchers. I like that. I like that we're getting those kinds of offers. Herm Winningham. How about that? A few familiar names on this. I'll have to check out some of these minor league catchers. I don't know them. Gerald Williams, outfielder. Some of the same names are showing up as in the previous, as OOTP McDowell. Getting a sense for the players that the teams are trying to move, actively trying to move. Nick Isaski. Mike Maddox, closer. Mike Maddox, interesting. Kevin Brown, relief pitcher. Wow, this is sort of like trip down memory lane. Well, nothing really popped up when looking for shopping the players around that I wanted to shop around. Nothing on the waiver wire. Free agents, catcher. Just a couple of names show up. Butch Benton, age 32. Peter Rowe, age 33. And, nah. Find a player. Search all leagues. Age. Hitters. From Atlanta area. Interesting. I like that. From Atlanta area. How do I search just for a position? Ratings, defense, catcher. Okay. Search. Oh, I just searched for all catchers in all the leagues. Oh my. Well, that was fast. Overall. Oh, that's really not what I wanted. MLB player list. There we go. position catcher. Why do I only have filter, clear filter? Yes. There we go. Wow. My scout ranks the top catchers in MLB. Carlos Delgado of Toronto, age 17. He has elite potential. Action. Now, I have Javi Lopez in my minor leagues. He is, I think he's 19. He's pretty close to being ready to call up. So I got to be careful about trading for prospects here. Make this work now. No player that matches. Okay. Yep, they value him highly. Back. And have to slide my slider back to the top here. Okay. Wait. All players, catcher. There we go. Craig Biggio. Oof. 24 on the Houston roster. It's going to be difficult to get him away from the Astros, man. How do you spell impossible? There's Carlton Fisk with the White Sox. He's age 42, still up there. Chris Hoyles of Baltimore. Pat Borders, Toronto. Those are the top, and Benito Santiago of the Padres. Those are the top catchers according to my scouts' view of their potential. Now, that's their potential. Now, they, like Fisk, has probably fallen off dramatically. No, he hasn't. he's still age 42. He's still right there. Wow. Sandy Alomar Jr., age 23. How would we trade for him? Trade. They want Smoltz. Everybody wants Smoltz, man. Would you trade a starting pitcher, a rotation guy like Smoltz, for somebody like for an everyday player, position player? Mike Fitzgerald, Lance Parrish, Paul Russo, Mike Scioscia, BJ Surhoff, we talked about him. Well, I'm rambling. It looks like I'm not going to be able to click that sim forward button. Just wanted to give you an update. April 9th, 1990, the Ahistorical Braves. I'll see you next time.